against Newcastle. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, actually, because with these teams, they are fighting for relegation. They're fighting hard as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see who wants it more than the other. So, yeah, let's see what happens. So we're going to be joined throughout the whole stream as well by Carlos. Carlos is going to be joining us, and he's going to be Fulham supporter. Fulham lost yesterday to Leeds, so he'll be giving his thoughts on the matter. It's tough for Fulham. They should have won. They should have won. 100% should have won, but they didn't. They played Leeds. Leeds were okay. Fulham were better. Fulham should have won easily for me, but they had the chances. Leeds had the chances. Leeds made the most of their chances. Simple as that. What can you say? It's one of those things. These things happen. If you're not ready, if you're not focused, and if you don't take your chances, you will, unfortunately, pay the price. And that's what happened. So, yeah, it's one of those things. But look, I think personally, Fulham still have a chance of getting out, getting away from it all, getting their chance to, in many ways, beat relegation. It'll be tough. It'll be tough, but it's possible. Anything's possible, especially with games still available. So, yeah, let's see what happens anyway. So it's going to be interesting because Newcastle and Brighton both need to win this to ensure that they don't get dragged in with Fulham into the relegation. We'll see what happens. It's going to be tasty. But my money is definitely on Brighton winning. Brighton beat Newcastle 3-0 the last time they met. And it's fairly straightforward win for Brighton. And the teams haven't really differed that much since. There's people come back from injury, people come back from whatever they're doing, people fit, but the actual makeup of the team and the managers are still the same. So you want to see a different result? Probably not. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be tough for Newcastle with their firepower to beat Brighton firepower. Brighton on a bit of momentum as well. Look, Newcastle haven't won a game, I think, in 19. They drew lastminute.com against Villa, last minute. But they did it. But it was literally like the last kick of the game. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I just think that Brighton have got too much for them. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that there's some way Newcastle can do it. Of course, Newcastle can do it, but it's going to be tough. They have been short of goals, short of confidence, and they've struggled to really kind of construct a run. They've won the odd game here and there, which is fair enough, but not enough to really say, right, okay, boom, we're doing amazing here, and we're going to keep on doing amazing. It's not happened like that at all. So let me know your thoughts on it anyway. Let me know if you think that Brighton can win or Newcastle can win. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Come and join us. We do live streams usually on Monday, but today we're getting into it. So, and Carlos is here. So I'm going to bring him on now, and we can have a little chat before the game. There we go. So it'll be coming on in a second. Here we go. Just give him a second to get ready. And yeah, here we go.
Hello, Malcolm.
Carlos.
Can you hear me?
Can't hear you. You all right?
You can't hear me.
Let me make sure the volume is up.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes. Brilliant. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. Anxious because this is an important game for Fulham. So let's see what happens. I think that we need Brighton to win.
Yeah.
And and hope that Newcastle hits a bad run from here until the end of the season. I think it's the only way we can hope to stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you had a game yesterday which didn't go to plan, unfortunately. But I still think that it would be. I mean, yeah, I know you said already. We've spoken off air about the fact that it'd be good for Brighton to win, Newcastle to still be in it. But I personally still think Brighton um, will struggle with some games. They've got to learn them now, which is fair enough. But will they overall, for the rest of the games, keep that momentum? I mean, you look at the games. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about the lineup in a minute, but look at the games that both teams have. They've both got to play Arsenal, which is obviously is obviously a highlight of their season. But they've got United afterwards, Everton, Chelsea, Sheffield United are out. Leeds obviously play an amazing game. Wolves, they've got something to play for. West Ham, Man City, and Arsenal, the last game. There's only one game out of all of those games for Brighton where they've got no one who's got nothing to play for. And even Sheffield United, they ultimately, will want to play for pride. They'll play with a lot of freedom, right?
Well, I think they're 3 points clear of Fulham, and they have 2 games in hand. So, to be honest, I think Brighton will do enough. They don't need that many more points in order to be safe. Newcastle only have 1 point less. That's true, but they're not winning matches, and Brighton have managed to get the odd win here and there lately. I mean, they've overtaken Newcastle. Newcastle were ahead of Brighton, weren't they? But now the opposite is true. So I don't know. I just think, I always thought Brighton were a reasonably good side.
Yeah.
And that their results were below expectations. And 2, I think that Newcastle are at a point where they're going to struggle. Things aren't going well. Apparently, there's some things going on in the dressing room as well.
Yeah.
So add all those things together, and I think that you see, even though there's only 1 point between them, I don't think we can aim, as I'm talking about Fulham, can't aim to overtake the 2. I think we have to target one team and hope to catch them, and I think that team has to be Newcastle.
Yeah. I mean, and look, Newcastle are probably the softest team, softest underbelly. And you think about the team that Brighton have. They've got Lallana, who's finally scored and he's provider, and they've got Welbeck, who's obviously come with a lot of pedigree, but he's obviously come to the end of his career. They both seem to be playing with a reasonable level. At this kind of level, obviously they're not really at the level of playing at the top level anymore, but they're playing with a decent level, I would say. Whilst Newcastle, obviously if you look at their team, they've got the John Joe Shelby's, Joe Linton, Ryan Fraser-Almiron, all players have really struggled to really be consistent on any level, really.
I see that Almiron is back. He was
back,
injured until quite recently. Almiron, I think, is the star performer for Newcastle. It's just that it's difficult to shine when you're playing in a poor team, and also, he can't play with any kind of freedom because the team has to think about defending, doesn't it? Almiron is a type of player who I think if he was playing for someone else, for a good team, he would definitely shine. I could see him playing for an Arsenal, for instance. I could see him playing for... Oh, yeah. I could see him playing at Manchester City. He wouldn't be out of place at Manchester City.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, look, it's a big game. It's just about to start. And look, we're hoping for some excitement here. Hopefully, it's not too cagey, right? We don't want a cagey game. We want some excitement.
That might be inevitable, though, because they know how important this is. Whoever wins this is going to take a big step So
Yeah,
I think that no one is going to go all out.
yeah, brilliant. Good stuff. Well, I mean, we can still talk for a couple of minutes before, obviously, games have started. But thinking about the team of Brighton, thinking about the situation with them, if they go down, would they? Do you think? Would the team break up? Do you think, or they'll pretty much stay together if they went down the Championship? Would you see a lot of people go?
It's difficult to tell. Usually, you lose your best players, don't you? Uh,
Yeah.
that usually happens, and I think they have players of quality who would look to stay in the Premier League. I think their
Mm.
defenders would definitely want to move on.
Yeah,
So it's a difficult situation because you have the money when you go down because you get your parachute payment,
yeah,
but you have to start looking elsewhere to rebuild. And that
mm.
means that you have to be very shrewd and you have to make the right signings so that you hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you find yourself in trouble. I think Norwich managed to keep most of their team, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why they're probably top of the leagues, quite comfortably at the moment. So
You see,
yeah,
what it takes is for a manager or a chairman or a director of football to be able to convince players to remain and make them believe that it's only one season away, and that if they
yeah,
all stay together, they'll get
yeah,
back
yeah,
to the
yeah,
Premier League.
yeah. That's it. That is the big one. That if you can do that trick, you can pretty much guarantee you'll stay up because But I mean, even Sheffield United, that you do win games in the Premiership. So that was a poor shot from Brighton. But you do win games in the Premiership. So if you're, even though you're the lower end of the scale of the Premiership and you just went down, that means that you're a level above the guys in the Championship, right? Um, so yeah, I mean that's something Norwich. Norwich have been up and down like a yo-yo, but they've had that convincing and they've done well with it. So um, yeah, we'll see what happens. So Brighton have started brightly as we expected, with Jacob Moder having an error in a shot. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. So, and what about Newcastle? If Newcastle go down, we know about the whole Mike Ashley trying to sell it to the Saudis. Hasn't worked out so far. Um, but what's your thoughts on that? Will they stay? Will they lose most of their players? They'll definitely lose their manager, right? But will they? Well, what will happen to the rest of them? Do you think they'll stay? You just talked about Almiron. You got Joe Linton, John Joe Shelby, all these people who are decent players, decent enough players. Will they stay? Do you think?
I don't think so. I think they'll be in serious trouble because
Mm,
they will definitely have to rebuild. A good chance there for Brighton just
yeah,
now.
yeah. Brighton are
Good ball
doing really
by
well.
Welbeck. Good ball by Welbeck, and the finishing
Mm,
again. It's one of the difficulties that Brighton have had,
mm.
similar to Fulham in that sense, but only they're better at it.
Yeah.
But yes, Newcastle I think would struggle because Almiron would go. I think Lascelles would go.
Mm.
I can't see Shelby staying. Fraser would go. Fraser might even. Can you imagine if Bournemouth get promoted and Fraser goes back to Bournemouth?
Yeah. And also because he had an issue, didn't he, with the manager?
Yeah,
The manager's gone, and his assistant who took over has gone. So yeah, he's got no kind of baggage there apart from maybe the board. But I'd think if they need him, they would take him. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens in Newcastle. Because if Newcastle go down, I think, like you say, they would struggle really to rebuild because Mike Ashley doesn't want to put any money in, and yeah, it'd be one of those.
interesting
Brighton
to
are
see
definitely
that. Sorry, I
gone.
was going to say that it's interesting to see that Steve Bruce has put Almiron at centre forward.
Yeah, yeah, there is. Yeah, it is centre forward and Ryan Fraser on the left, Joe Linton on the right. So yeah, well, look, that's what he's chosen. He may change up obviously if they're getting pummeled, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. And finally, about Fulham before we get into this game. Obviously, we're a few minutes in, quite a few minutes in now, but Brighton if anyone's watching, is started so brightly. Newcastle have kind of been chasing shadows. So Fulham, your team, Fulham, if they go down, will they keep? Well, obviously most of them are low knees. Surely the low knees will go back, but you've got quite a good record of with low knees. Would you keep a few or get some new ones in?
Um, it's difficult. Anderson, who is a great defender and has made a huge difference, would definitely go.
Okay.
I can't see him playing in the Championship, and his performances in the Premier League will have encouraged teams to sign him.
Hmm.
And then there are other players. To be honest, some of them, if they go, I couldn't be bothered.
I like it. I
Seriously,
like it. Looking like a
seriously.
true fan.
Um, well, for instance, Aina, if he goes, I would be sad because I think he's had a good season.
Mm,
Um, but it's very difficult when you've got so many low knees.
mm,
And obviously, none of them will want to drop a division. Now, if you consider that Anderson has come from Lyon,
yeah.
um, who in his last season with them, uh, he reached the Champions League semi-final. He didn't
Crazy.
play um, in most of the matches. I think he actually got a game in the semi-final, if I'm not mistaken. I think it came on. Um,
Okay.
but he's not going to play in the Championship. And the same goes for some
Yeah.
other players. Um, I, I, I just can't see us staying up because of the lack of goals.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
on 26 points, and realistically, you need to get about 37 to stand a chance. That means out of the
yeah.
8 games that are left, you need to win 3, draw 2, and lose 3.
Mm.
And how are you going to win 3 matches if you don't score?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. That that would be helpful. Yes, you do. You do need to score. That's a very important part of the game, and that's the difference, right? It's quite at the moment. It's all Brighton, and Brighton. Look, they've had corner. They've had a shot off target. They've come close, so they're in complete control of this game. It might be another 3-0 here, which again is what you want, right? So, but I just think, oof, oh, oh right, oh dear, yeah. We probably put the ball in the back of the net from the corner, and it just bounced around. Newcastle goalkeeper had a shocker. And then ball was in the back of the net, but it was well offside.
Well, it was a foul on the keeper.
Found the keepers. Well, he actually he put his elbow up, didn't he? Put into his kind of his rib cage, didn't he? So yeah, I think my pa didn't really do it on purpose. He just kind of just went for the ball, didn't he? But yeah,
Interesting
let's
to
see.
note that the Brighton keeper has been called up by Spain for the
Oh right,
forthcoming
okay.
internationals.
Oh, fantastic! Wow, are they still on the ground, or is it? I mean, obviously, I don't know, a reasonable game, reasonable season, but it's quite interesting. Who else has been picked as well? Any ideas?
I haven't seen the full squad, to be honest.
Hmm.
There have been 1 or 2 surprises, youngsters
Yeah.
who have been doing well. That I know. Players that you wouldn't have heard of, and I don't think many people in England would have heard of. Um,
Yeah.
but it's just a regular crop plus 3 or 4 youngsters.
No, okay. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, look, it's I suppose it's the time to test some people out before the summer tournaments, European champions. But yeah, why not? So, but it's completely all Brighton at the moment. There's nothing that Newcastle are really doing. I mean, John Joe Shelby had a push there, but nothing really of any substance is going on here with Newcastle, which is a shame, really, because They got last time they came out, they got thrashed 3-0 at St James's Park. Now they're away, and it's almost like the Tottenham game the other night. You've got to have passion, right? You've got to want it because the other team wants it as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But, it's
Newcastle
all
have just decided to defend with 11 men when Brighton have got the ball. All Newcastle players get behind the ball, and they're just looking to be very careful.
the
There's a
problem
good.
is the problem though as well with that is that Newcastle are not a compact side. They're not a great defenders either. So if you're a Man City or a team that's pretty good at defending, then fair enough. But there's no point in doing that if you maybe they're trying to hit them on the break. Maybe they're trying to do that.
Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan. But we have to see if they're up to it. They don't want to exchange blows. That's a certainty.
Yeah.
So they let Brighton have the ball, and whenever they win it back, then they try to come out of their shell. But so far, they haven't been able to.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, yeah, let's have a look at the stats so far. I mean, look, that says it all, doesn't it? Brighton, 3 shots, 2 on target. No shots on target from Newcastle. 81% possession for Brighton. And obviously, to 19% for Newcastle. It's an absolute shock at the moment. So at the moment, the game looks like it's only going to go one way. It's going to go to Brighton, but we'll see. So yeah, let's keep watching away. So what I'll do now, Carlos, I'll bring you back on in a little while. Hopefully something interesting comes in. So
Okay.
yeah. We'll see you in a bit when some action happens or at half time.
I'll be ready and waiting.
Right, so here we are. So it's all Brighton. Thank you, Carlos. Thanks for coming on, and Carlos will be back as some action happens. But at the moment, it's an absolute shocker from Newcastle. Newcastle are not putting in the work for me. They're not putting in the work. It's all Brighton. Brighton have got the ball and they're just passing around. Newcastle have got it back, trying to defend, trying to hit them on the break, but it's not enough. There's got to be more. It's got to be more. So Newcastle on the break here, though. Here we go. Almiron swung it in straight to a Brighton player and kicked it out. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on the two teams. I mean, we talked about it. Carlos said, ultimately he is a Fulham supporter. He thinks they're going to go down. They lost against Leeds. Oh, is that a penalty? No. Oh, God, that was close. Joe Linton went down in the box, in the Brighton box. He thought it might be a penalty. It was close, but he fell over as well. He did fall over. So, yeah, let's see what happens there. But I just can't see anything but a Brighton win. But I said that with Brighton against Newcastle, against, who was it? Crystal Palace. Brighton against Crystal Palace. I watched that game from top to bottom last year. I said, Brighton are the brightest, just like they did now, playing beautiful football, kind of on the deck, pass, which they're doing now. Complete control, holding the ball, passing it nicely to each other, which they're doing right now. Ball's through. Oh, here we go. Oh, kicked out by Newcastle. Was in the box there, but no finish there. And then Crystal Palace scored 2 goals against them. It was 2-0. One was a cheeky back heel, and then the one was just right at the death. It was a bizarre game. And it may go this way as well. But Newcastle, look, both teams are struggling. That's the bottom line. Both teams are struggling. There's a reason why they're down there. Look, 28 points, 29 points. Fulham, who are in the relegation spot, 26 points. So there's only one game, one win away. Oh, Amron passed the ball off. Who's he? Oh, offside. Newcastle offside. So, I thought I was going to go in. But look, like I said, I thought Brighton would absolutely smash Crystal Palace. But they didn't. Crystal Palace won. And here we have Newcastle. Nice little run from Almiron. If I don't know if you just joined us, thank you. Carlos was on a minute ago, and he'll join us when there's some action. But he said that Almiron could fit in at Man City or Arsenal. This guy's that good. I'm still not necessarily convinced, but maybe he is. I don't know. But we'll have Carlos on later. So Brighton have the ball, complete control. But there's a reason why these two teams are down the bottom. Look, we want to see some quality. Brighton have got some old hands there, and they've got the ball again now down the left-hand side. Nice passing. Oh, so Welbeck, he missed it. Lallana. So they have got the quality there. Lallana played for Liverpool. Welbeck played for United and Arsenal, and they're experienced hands. They know what they're doing. Brighton got the ball on the edge of the box. Turn. No. Turner again. Here we go. Okay. All right. Goal kick. So that was Brighton all over it. All over it. So you expect Brighton to put the pressure on, to have the quality on the pitch, which they do. Newcastle have got quality on the pitch. Look at their front three. Ryan Fraser, Bournemouth, Almiron playing very well. Joe Linton playing okay. Even at the back, Isaac Hayden, former Arsenal player. John Joe Shelvey, former Liverpool player. Joe Willock, a loanee from Arsenal. That's a good, solid midfield for Newcastle. And at the back, they're okay. But here, like I said, they got Lallana, Bissouma, Moda, Trossard, Grosh Veltman. They got some quality players here. And Mapoy and Welbeck there. Mapoy, he scores some good goals for them once in a while. And I expect Brighton to win this. My prediction, I'm going to give my prediction now. My prediction is 2-0 to Brighton. I don't think Newcastle are going to score. I can see what they're trying to do. It's a goal kick to Newcastle. They just hit it out. Brighton are just playing on the deck, trying to play some expansive football, play well. Newcastle are trying to hit them on the break. They think they've got the legs to do it. I don't think they have. I don't think they've got anywhere near the legs to do it. Ball, nice little in-swinger, though. Straight to the Brighton goalkeeper. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to soak it up, like a lot of teams do, and then try and hit them on the break. At the moment, I'm not convinced they can do it. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination. But, we'll see. So that's where we're at. And Brighton are just going to try and play the ball, and then just try and play it into the back of the net, basically. So Brighton still have the ball down the right-hand side, passing it down to the left. There's not much pressure on the ball from Newcastle either. Newcastle not pressure on the ball. Nice ball from Brighton. All got intercepted by Newcastle. Newcastle bats the goalkeeper. It could be a cagey game, really cagey game. And the reason being is that ultimately both teams don't want to lose. Because if they lose, they stay close to Fulham. Fulham lost against Leeds. They should have won, like I said. But if Newcastle lose, there's still 2 points in it. Now, they got games in hand, but there's still 2 points. They're 3 points ahead. So if Newcastle draw, then they're 3 points away, so win away, but they've got a worse goal difference. So if Fulham win a game over Newcastle, they go above them. So for Newcastle, the pressure's on them more than Brighton, I think, even though Brighton obviously are the team which are more likely to win. And also kind of drag themselves away from it. Ooh, nice in-swinger there from Brighton. Offside. Love offside. I don't know what people are doing. These are professionals, right? There shouldn't be that many offsides. But anyway, Brighton put the ball in. Nice crossing. Bounced out, but then it was given offside anyway. So let me know your thoughts on the game anyway. Who do you think is going to win? Brighton, Newcastle? Who's the kind of team who's going to do the job? like I said, I've given my prediction 2-0, 2-0 to Brighton. I don't think Newcastle are capable of scoring. That's my personal view of what I can see so far. They're just showing about Moda, Jacob Moda, he's playing well. Complete control at the moment. Complete control by Brighton. Ball's gone back to the Brighton goalkeeper. He's passing it out. It's been a relatively bright start from Brighton, but not from Newcastle. An absolute shocker from Newcastle so far. I think they've had a couple of runs, but let's have a look at the stats. It's still 0 shots on target. They've got a bit more possession, but they haven't had a shot on target. The game has started. It's like 20 minutes in. You haven't scored. You haven't shot on target. You haven't even had a shot. Come on. I want to see more. Bit of a tasty tackle there. Okay, so it's a Newcastle free kick anyway. But yeah, we expect more. Expect more from Newcastle. Newcastle trying to hit on the break, but you can't hit on the break unless you got quality, right? So that's my thoughts on the matter. So it's a Newcastle free kick from their half. So let's see what happens here. This is going to just pass it around, aren't they? I expect to see more from Newcastle. Newcastle want to win this game. They're going to have to put more pressure on the ball, and they're going to have to actually run forward. When you've had no shots on target, no shots at the goalkeeper, not great. Okay, ball's come up to Newcastle. And it's a Brighton ball. Brighton are definitely playing the better football. So, yeah, let me know what you think about the game anyway. I mean, Brighton are playing fantastic football. And you wonder, with the way that Brighton are playing, why are they in this position? Why? I'll tell you why. Because they're not putting the ball in the back of the net. All of those three teams at the bottom, Newcastle, Brighton, Fulham. Brighton and Fulham playing the same type of football. Good quality, expansive football. Brighton got the ball. Oh, they lost it. Brighton ball inside the Newcastle half. They played expansive, quality football. And so have Fulham. Well, I can't say the same for Newcastle. But the balls haven't gone in the back of the net. Games that they should have drawn, this is all of those teams. They've lost. And games they should have won, they've drawn. And that's the problem with all three of the teams. And those three teams are in that position for a reason. West Brom and Sheffield United have a combination of not scoring, but just playing bad football in general. Not great, not good enough for the Premiership. But Brighton, Fulham have played definitely enough quality football. So we're, 23 minutes in? 24. And Brighton have the ball just on the deck, just passing it. Game slowed right down. I don't really know why. No one scored, so let's go for it. So, yeah, it's just Brighton's passing it. Brighton's got the ball. Here we go. Oh, nice pass. Oh! Yeah, Brighton. Oh, Brighton were going down the right-hand side. That seems to be their preferred side. Passing the ball down, and they got into the box, tried to go past one player, but it didn't happen. Oh, nice hit dink. Oh, goalkeeper got it. Oh, that was much better. So it's supposed to go down the right-hand side, which is fairly predictable. They smacked it up in the air for Neil Mapai to get to it. He was one-on-one with the player. Goalkeeper came and took it away. So that's what happened. So Newcastle still have had no shots on target. No shots at the goalkeeper. What are you doing? You've got to do better than that. If you want to stay up, you've got to actually do something with the ball, not just pass it around like a merry-go-round. I look at Steve Bruce; he looks worried. But like I said, this is a cagey game because ultimately, neither team wants to lose. Because if they lose, they know they're in the relegation fight front and center, really. So, because remember the kind of games they've got to play. Both teams have got to play Arsenal. They've got Man United. They've got everybody. Everybody's still got something to play for. So you definitely got more to do. Right. So Brighton have got the ball back. Oh, that was a dangerous pass by the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper threw the ball out right to a Newcastle player. But luckily, the Brighton player took it off his feet. I think John Joe Shelby nearly got it, and you know how good he is on the turn. Anyway, so Brighton halfway line. Let's see what they can do. So not much action. First 10 minutes was kind of frantic and running around, but it's got kind of slowed right down now. So let me know your thoughts, Mo. Who do you think is going to win? Brighton, Newcastle. Who's really going to do the job? Let me know your thoughts. So, fewest minimum leading points away, Newcastle. So Newcastle have got the worst away record, basically, which is not great. But it's to be expected, really. That's why they're down there. There's a reason for it. Steve Bruce, I'll tell you now, any other club probably would have got sacked. But Mike Ashley has decided that he definitely wants to sell and doesn't want to spend any money. Brighton to win. Thank you, Glyn Jones. I agree. I think that Brighton will win. My prediction has been 2-0. And I think that's how it's going to finish. I can't see Newcastle scoring. So let's see what happens. But Newcastle haven't had a shot on target still. Do you know how many minutes are in? 27 minutes. And you haven't even got near the goal. You've had a little run towards it, kind of had a sniff at it. But you haven't done anything with it. Come on. It's ridiculous. Goalkeeper's out of his box in Brighton. That's how confident this guy He's out of his box, about a metre or two out of his box. Ball's come, and all he's done is just whack it up. He's playing a centre half role. That's how bad Newcastle have been so far. He's getting bored. That's why. Getting bored. So let's see. Oh, new Brighton ball through. Oh, shoot. Oh, Neil Mapoy had the ball. Only because I'm a Sunderland fan. And I'll be back on next season. Okay, all right. We'll see. We'll see. If I think about the championship, I think, let's be honest, whilst this is going on, it's quite slow, the game at the moment for the championship. You want to know my prediction for championship? Let's have a look. Well, obviously Norwich, without a shadow of a doubt. I can't see anywhere past Watford and Norwich. I think out of the teams that play in the playoffs, it could be between those, Brentford and Swansea. I don't think Barnsley have got the legs, or Reading. So that's my thoughts on that. But we'll see. But I just can't see Norwich not doing it. They've kept the majority of the team. They've encouraged them to stay. Watford the same. So I can't see, these are guys who play in the Premiership and won. Watford beat Liverpool. So, that's my thoughts on that. But we'll see. But, out of those teams left, Swansea, Brentford probably got the best setup to come up to the Premiership. They won't stay, though. But we'll see. But anyway, back to this game. Look, it's all Brighton. All Brighton. And we're now, again, ball's bouncing around. The ball's in the Newcastle. Come on, Welbeck, pass it. Newcastle goalkeeper's got it. Welbeck had the ball on the left-hand side. He's kind of rolling it. Do something with it. What are you doing? Oh, dear. Anyway, so it's a carnage by Brighton. Down the right-hand side. In swing. Oh, no, cross instead. Newcastle just whacking the ball out wildly. What's the point, Newcastle? Newcastle, the ball's coming into your box. You're just smashing it out so that Brighton can have it back. And here they go again on the right-hand side. Oh, have a dig! Carnage. So as ball's passing around, going in. Let's have a look at what he got called for. Oh, and there's a kind of Welbeck fell into one of the players. I mean, I don't know what he was playing there. I think he fell into Lascelles. That's it. I don't know why he was doing that, but he smashed into the back of him. Welbeck, silly boy. Well, it was just carnage. So what was happening? All the Newcastle players were back. They kicked the ball out. Brighton had the ball, went back in, had a dig. Ball got bounced around a bit, kicked out by Newcastle, came back in again. It's like history repeating itself. It's like Groundhog Day. So look, Newcastle, you're going to get smashed. I said 2-0. It could get worse. The only reason why you're not 1-0 down at the moment, I believe, Newcastle, is because Brighton are hesitating. For some reason, when they're in the box, they've got the ball, bounce around. Have a dig. Have a shot. Put the goalkeeper under pressure. Let him spill it and then have a shot. At the moment, all that's happening is that Brighton are kind of overthinking it for me. Brighton got the ball again now. They've been going down the right-hand side for the most part down the right. But and the thing about Newcastle is they're not putting any pressure on the ball. You got to put pressure on the ball. Brighton just mucking about. Balls come. Was he offside? No, he's not offside. Welbeck's got the ball. He's crossed it nicely. No one's there. It's gone back to Newcastle. Look, at the moment, I'm telling you now, Ryan Fraser is playing left back. That shows where the team is at. Come on, Newcastle, get a grip. That's crazy. What are you doing? Come on. I want to see more. So anyway, it's 30-odd minutes in, and Newcastle again absolutely smashed. Brighton have to score before half-time. Come on. They've got the ball. Brighton have got the ball. It's a messy scrap. It's on the right-hand side. Go on. Get the ball and swing it in. Oh. Now, I look, one thing I'm seeing as well is that Brighton are keeping on the deck when they cross it. Put it up in the air. Now, I've looked at the Brighton players. The defenders are big boys, but the Dunker's a particularly big guy. But overall, the guys at the front, the Welbecks, Mapoy, Trossard, they're not big guys. And the ball needs to be swung in. If the ball gets swung in, I'm not saying Lascelles isn't big or Clark, but I'm just saying mix it up. The ball's coming on the deck, going across. It's going to get picked off easily by Newcastle. Down the right-hand side again, Brighton. Passed it through. It's overhit. Oh, and it's come back to Newcastle. Newcastle, look, they're actually holding the ball. Oh, my God. Newcastle are just smashing it out. They're actually holding the ball. John Joe Selvey pushed the ball through the middle. But, and it's gone back to Brighton. Gosh, the only person putting pressure on the ball from Newcastle is my guy, because I'm an Arsenal man. My guy, Joe Willett. Oh, tasty tackle there. Brighton got the ball back in the half. Come on, have a dig. Oh, too much thinking. So, oh my God. Brighton had the ball. So putting pressure on, pass to the right as they do, overhit it, and it just went out. Potter's trying to G them up, but come on. You should be scoring now. This is, again, like I said, why Brighton are where they are. Brighton should be 2-0 up easily. Newcastle are not interested in going forward. What's the stats? Have they actually had a shot on target? I doubt it. No shots on target. No shots at the goal. The goalkeeper, it's like I said, look, Alman was having a chat with Steve Bruce. So I'm telling you now, the goalkeeper, when the ball comes back to him, is not even in the goal area. He's outside the goal. He's playing like a centre-back. He's passing the ball out from outside his goal area. That's how much pressure he's on. He's on no pressure at all. The whole of Newcastle team is having a chat with Steve Bruce while there's injuries on. That's how worried Steve Bruce is about getting smashed. That's a bad situation. Bad. He's having a massive instruction with them now. Just trying to get them to figure out what's going on, and he needs to have that chat. He would have had it at halftime. The game, he's got 10 minutes before halftime, but that needs to be sorted out, and I'm sure he's glad he's having this chat now, because the last thing that Newcastle need is a goal scored against them before halftime. Steve Bruce's chat literally to every single player whilst the goalkeeper's down. So the goalkeeper, Newcastle goalkeeper's down. He's literally got the whole team over and chatting to them. Yeah, I agree with that, Glenn. Newcastle have played like this. I think Steve Bruce, like I said earlier, he would have been sacked if there's any other team. But we know what Mike Ashley is about. Mike Ashley's not going to spend a single penny that he doesn't have to. And does he want to let go of a manager to bring in a new manager? Of course he doesn't. He don't want to do that because that's money. You have to pay a guy off, right? But any other team, I'm telling you now, Steve Bruce. Oh, tasty tackle there. So tasty tackle on Joe Linton, but it's gone out. That's fine. But any other team, Steve Bruce would be gone. Steve Bruce would be gone, 100%. He's run out of ideas. He always looks like a manager who's scared. He's kind of like, I'm scared of losing my job. I'm scared of it. Just play your way. Ball's bounced about a bit though now. So Newcastle, whatever the instructions that were given, pretty good instructions. Newcastle have pushed up now, and here they are. They've got a corner. Newcastle have got a corner. Can you believe it? After playing so badly. Oh dear. So let's see what happens here. Look, the whole team has gone up. It's a bit risky considering they're Newcastle and Brighton have got legs. Here we go. Here's the corner. Let's see what happens here. Is it going to be a shot on target? Nice corner. No. He's gone back. He's gone across Almiron's passed it to John Joe. Nice in-swinger from John Joe Chef from right to left. And it was off. Isaac Hayden completely off. But at least they've had a shot towards somewhere near target. But not on target. Yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, no, that's much better. Considering it's nearly half time, much better from Newcastle. Newcastle were terrible up to that time when their goalkeeper got injured. So here we are. Let's see what happens. Isaac Hayden shot off target, but at least now we're actually gonna see they're actually putting pressure on the ball as well. Can you believe it? Newcastle, you actually play football. Right, so Brighton have the ball. They'll run out of legs, though. That's the thing about Newcastle. Unfortunately, they don't have the legs to carry on, and they're starting to not put pressure on the ball. Like I said, the only person who's honestly put pressure on the ball, apart from that, a few seconds there, was Joe Willock, my guy, Arsenal youngster, getting some game time. Anyway, Brighton got the ball back. It's Groundhog Day. We're back here, and it's Brighton, and they just passed the ball to the right, passing the ball through to their man. Shoot! Oh, oh God! Oh my God! It was a lovely little passing, but to each other on the right. Ball came swinging back, center of the goal. Tried to have a dig there on the right again, Brighton, and it was a very poor shot. Very poor shot. Straight at a defender and just bounced out again. Brighton got the ball back though, and they wasted it. It's gone out. This game is terrible for quality. Oh my God, come on. That was terrible. They always go down the right as well, which makes it even worse. If every time, I'm telling you now, how many times I said they're going down the left? Once. Yeah, the ball came square on. They're showing it again. Square back. And it just needed a bit of quality from Mapai. But all he did was just hit it. All he had to do was lift it, and it would have gone at least in a decent area. But at the moment, yeah, it's not great. And this is why I've said I was, watching Brighton against Crystal Palace. They lost 2-0. They're complete control of the game, and at the moment they're in complete control of the game. But they still haven't scored. They should be at least 2-0 up. At least. Brighton got the ball back. No surprises there. And let's see what happens now. So they're going down the left. Don't know if they're going to mix it up just for the sake of it. But, they're going down the right as usual. So very predictable football now from Brighton. Newcastle just sitting back. They're not even putting any pressure on the ball. They're sitting back, not even close to the ball, like at least a metre or two away. Gone down the right. Ryan Fraser playing his left back position. He's not a left back. He's a striker. Welbeck got the ball. They've gone down the left. Welbeck's brought the ball in. Okay, it's coming down the left. He's coming in. Don't hesitate. Brighton ball down the left-hand side. No wonder they don't go down the left. What was his name? Number 8, Bissouma, has the ball. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's had the ball. He's thinking about pass the ball or do something with it. Do anything with it. Ball's come back to Bissouma. And Newcastle have got the ball back. Almiron been tackled, foul and Almiron. So Almiron's rolling around a bit hurt. So let's have a look at it again. He just got a knee in the side. And he's rolling around like he's pulled something. He's obviously just wasting time. So got to see more from Newcastle now. They start off brightly after they had that instructions, but now they've kind of gone back into type, back into their shell. Brighton have been in complete control. It's a free kick to Newcastle. Goalkeeper's going to take it. Okay, so a nice hoof. So let me know your thoughts. I mean, thanks, Glyn. You've been brilliant throughout. So we'll get Carlos on at halftime. So yeah, let's 42 minutes in, and no goals. It should be 2-0 to Brighton at least. They've had some clean shots, great chances. Newcastle, one random shot off target. Newcastle shouldn't be scoring the way they've been playing. They've been playing negative football. They've had a chat with Steve Bruce, their manager, but it made a difference for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Isaac Hayden's on the floor. Medicals here. So I personally think the Newcastle players want to get to half-time without letting in a goal. All the Brighton players standing around frustrated that Isaac Hayden is kind of on the floor. They want to just get on with the game. And not being allowed to. It's frustrating. Brighton have got momentum here, but they've had their chance to score. Score the goal. Score the goal. It's not that hard. Yeah. So again, more instructions. But that's not enough. It's got to be more. It's all well and nice giving instructions, but you've actually got to make sure that they stick with it. That's a problem at the moment. You give people, what's happening in Newcastle, you give them instructions, they're keeping them momentum for about 5 seconds. Like I said, a minute and a half, I would say. Minute and a half. Now Isaac Hayden's still on the floor. We need to get to half time here. What's going on? I think Isaac Hayden might be coming off, which is not good for Newcastle. He's one of their main players, Isaac Hayden. He's not a replacement player. Doesn't look good for him, though. He's still on the floor. So at the moment, whilst we're waiting for Isaac Hayden, let me know your thoughts. Glenn, you've been brilliant. And I agree with everything you said. They've been negative. They've been poor. Newcastle, they haven't played with any kind of, I suppose, St. John's Amblers are coming on, with any kind of purpose, any kind of structure. Steve Bruce hasn't provided them with the confidence they need. It does look like he's coming off properly. They've got the old the stretcher. Do you need a stretcher? He's not broken anything. He's obviously pulled his hamstring. That's the last thing that they need, Newcastle. Think about it. There's only 10 games left. If it's as bad as it looks, he'll be out for at least 2 or 3 games. the stress on Steve Bruce's face. He can't handle it. Why is Basuma upset? Maybe because he's injured the guy. But he's not broken anything, so he shouldn't be too upset. And ultimately, look, yeah, things happen. You play football, people get injured. But this Isaac Hayden situation is bad because he's not got up. He's not concussed or anything. He's just on the floor, and he's just not been able to move. We're going to look at it again now. So Isaac Hayden was standing, and Basuma he wasn't touching the ball. Isaac Hayden, he was just standing back. Basuma went for the ball, got him with a tackle, rolled off onto the ground, rolled into Isaac Hayden. So Isaac Hayden's leg was planted, and then it went boom like that. It twisted it out. So something's happened there. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So are they're making the change? So yeah. Still, whatever happens, I just can't see Newcastle scoring. So Ryan Fraser's been played as a left back at the moment. Is it Hendrick coming on? Yeah, Hendrick. Jeff Hendrick's coming on. I think that's who's coming on. Isaac Hayden's being stretched off now. Wow. We've got a good 10 minutes still left, I think. Hendrick is coming on. But here he comes. Yeah, so look, let me know your thoughts on the matter. Basuma's apologising to Isaac Hayden, but yeah, he just stand there, just stood there, and he wasn't expecting Basuma to roll onto his leg. Basuma's upset by it, but you know, it's an accident. These things happen. It wasn't malicious. Obviously, there's no card shown, so we're going for it. So, okay, so the change has been made. Hendrick is on. It does look bad. I'm sure we'll find out at the end of the game how bad it is. But I'm not saying this in a malicious way or a bad way, but the way that Newcastle have been playing and the Premiership for what it is, honestly, I just can't see. Oh, finally, Brighton 1, Newcastle 0. Finished, done. Brighton, thank God, just before. It's crazy. Why did it take a break for you to score? It doesn't make no sense to me. But it is what it is. It'll flash up in a minute. It's a great bit of skill. It's coming. It's a great shot. I don't know what the goalkeeper's doing there. It was a great goal. It was absolutely fantastic goal. So let me explain it. I have nothing as well. Just good goal. I don't understand how you can have a situation like that. I have nothing. Ball comes swinging over the top from nothing, right? So, look, Trossard, the ball. Who actually hit the ball? I just came swinging over his shoulder, over his left shoulder. Trossard. He then turned from right to left, and then got some space, put some space between him and the defender, and spanked it. Boom! Right in the corner. Goalkeeper should have been down there. What was the goalkeeper doing? That was bad from the goalkeeper. It was a great goal. It was a great. I have nothing. I told you, Newcastle, they wanted to make sure that they didn't go into the half time, 1-0 down. Yeah, Glyn, well done. That's what I say as well. I agree with you. Way too easy. So the ball just came swinging over his shoulder. What were Newcastle doing? I appreciate your man was down, Isaac Hayden, and he was injured and the rest of it. but you've got to do better. You've got to be alert for every second of the game. Ball comes swinging over. Trossard sees it. It's a bit like the what's his name? Iheanacho goal. He came over his shoulder. Oh no, it wasn't as good as that actually. So it came over his shoulder. Ball came down on his right. Turned his um, his player. Put some space between him and the player. Spanked it. Ball bounced before it went in. What was the goalkeeper doing? What was the goalkeeper doing? Anyway, half time. Anyway, oh dear, it was nuts. So yeah, look, Brighton deserve to be in there. They need to be happy with finally getting to half time with a well-deserved 1-0 up. So fair enough. Half time, 1-0. It's great. It's great stuff. So let's see if we can get Carlos back on and see if he's ready. And yeah, look, I 100% think Brighton should be where they are. So let's get him on now. Carlos, what do you think?
Hello there.
You all right?
Well, that late goal will have done Newcastle a lot of harm because they must have been delighted at the way the game was going. They were being true to their game plan, and they were going to go in at halftime at 0-0, which was their intention. You could see that was what they wanted. But that late goal obviously has changed everything. And now what have Newcastle got? Yeah. Because now they have to chase the game, which was what they didn't want to do. So we're going to see now if there's going to be a change in attitude. I don't think there will be, because I think for as long as they're only 1 goal down, they will still be in the match.
Yeah.
So they will try to keep it tight and hope that they can get something on the break.
Yeah. Do you honestly think Newcastle will be happy with a draw?
Yes, I think so. So. Any point you get at this stage is valuable, and especially when you've got a game in hand.
Yeah.
They've got the calculator out, and they're thinking, okay, 1 more point. That'll take us 3 above Fulham with a game in hand. I mean, I would like to be in their position.
But they got worse goal difference than you.
Yeah.
I appreciate they got the game in hand, though. If you win a game, then you go above them. But like I said, they got a game in hand. But their game in hand, I don't know who it's against, but it's not going to be someone easy. They've pretty much played all the easy games, haven't they? So I'll have a look. Let's have a look at the matches that they've got next. They have got Burnley, difficult. West Ham, difficult. Everyone's playing for something. Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester, Man City, Sheffield United, who play with freedom, and then obviously yourselves. So I just think it's a dangerous game they're playing, Newcastle, if they want to stay up.
It is, but I guess they believed that going all out for it and trying to get a win away from home was an even greater risk. So they were trying to keep it tight. They'll continue to do so. And they thought as long as the score was 0-0, they could nick a win. But now they'll be probably happy if they can just steal a draw.
Yeah. And what do you think about their negative football? I mean, look, it's been horrendous, really. Let's have a look at the stats. I'm sure it literally has just been the one shot from Isaac Hayden. Yes, one shot. And it was a header and it was away from goal anyway. That's all they've had the whole game. Not even a shot on target. As I was saying throughout the commentary, the goalkeeper, the Brighton goalkeeper, was outside of his box. He was playing like a centre-back.
Yes, as Glyn Jones said, the Sunderland supporter.
Yeah.
Newcastle have been playing like this for months. This is their style. It's not been very successful because had it been successful, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah.
But I think that is also down to the lack of quality they have in the team.
Mm.
But they went out with a game plan, which was just to sit back in their own half
Yeah.
and make it difficult for Brighton. And for most of that first half, they did, because
Yeah.
Dubravka didn't have a save to make.
Yeah. This is
Yeah, there were a
ridiculous.
couple of skirmishes, but nothing really threatening.
Mm.
So that was what they were trying to keep it to. But
Yeah.
now, as we
And
said, that goal has changed matters. Trossard did very well, even though
mm.
Newcastle's defense was disorganized. They were out of position, but Trossard still had it all to do because he had to turn and shoot
Yeah.
from outside of the box, and it ended up being a good goal.
Yeah.
So
He had to create that space, didn't he, as well? Because it's not
yeah,
just because there's a few things he had to do, wasn't it? It's the mechanics. I mean, you're a football manager, you know the score. The ball came over the top, and then obviously he turned from right to left with the goalkeeper on his back, and they're showing it again now. And then he had to create that space and actually get it right in the corner. I mean, for me, it's a lovely goal. It's a great advert for the Premiership. But what do you think the goalkeeper could have done better there? I mean, he saw where the ball was. Why didn't he just get across?
I think the ball went in very close to the far post,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was going away from Dubravka.
Mm.
Um, I think it. I think it's unlikely that he could have done more.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I'd have to take another look, but I get the impression that the ball was moving diagonally away from him.
yeah,
So it was always going to be difficult. The question is, why did the Newcastle defense allow him so much
yeah.
time to turn and shoot?
Well, that's the game they've been playing all game, isn't it? No pressure on the ball. The
Well,
Trossard
yeah, they're
goal,
not
yeah.
pressuring the ball because they're defending their area, their space. You see.
Mm,
So what they're basically doing is they've got 5 men at the back, four in midfield. Sometimes it's 4 and 5,
mm,
and basically they've got the two lines of defense that Brighton have to overcome in order to get to their goal. They don't want to go and pressure the ball, because when you pressure the ball, you leave space behind you.
yeah.
And so they don't want to leave that space. They're trying to protect that space. So they're not going to
Mm,
press the ball.
yeah. And the thing about it, though, is that when they get the ball, though, they're not doing anything with it. They're just whacking it out. And then the ball's coming back at them. They're whacking it out. The ball's come back. I think I've probably every 4 times of whacking the ball out, they actually get the ball on the deck and actually get the ball out moving, like your man Almiron. But overall, everyone's quite happy at the back for Newcastle. The whole back line just to spank it out. This is not how you play football, surely. This is not how you're going to win a game. This is not how you're going to do anything with the ball.
I told you about an expression they use here, which I think you liked when I told you that football is like a short blanket. If you cover your feet, you leave your head exposed. And if you cover your head, you leave your feet exposed. And this is what
I love it.
Newcastle have found, because they're trying to defend the area in front of their penalty box.
Yeah.
Um, they they're short at the front.
Yeah.
They're short in attack. So when they knock the ball away, which is what happens to you when you play defensively, basically all you're doing is you're giving the ball back to the opposition,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you allow them to mount the next attack, and you've got to be ready for that. In
Mm.
order to clear it and stand a chance, you have to clear it and move forward. You've got to get out of defense quickly.
Yeah.
Knock it long if that's what you need to do, but then the team has to move forward very quickly. And that is
Mm.
when you see if a team is trying to play defensively or if they're just being pushed back by the opposition. If
Mm.
you knock it clear and you hold your ground and you stay at the back, then it's you who's trying to play defensively.
Mm. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with all of that. And uh, thank you, Glenn, as well. Yeah, it's up tonight for a draw. Now he has to change his tactics to get back in the game. Let's see what he does. Well, I've said it earlier in the broadcast that I personally think that Steve Bruce, any other team apart from Mike Ashley's team, would have got sacked. I think he's run out of ideas. He looks like a man is worried. He's got to change his tactics, but tactics to what? This team doesn't know how to play on the ground quality football, put pressure on the players. And if they become open, that obviously opens things up for the Trossards again to have a dig. And maybe Lallana. I mean, I just can't see how much he can change the tactics. I mean, you talked about him trying to get a draw. What's your thoughts? Is that if you're a manager of this team, Carlos, how would you change the tactics with the quality of players you've got?
If I was manager of the team, I wouldn't have set them up the way Bruce did. I wouldn't have gone to just defend the space in front of the penalty area. Because at the end of the day, yes, this is an important match and you need to get a result. And I think it's fair that is holding both teams back, even Brighton, I would say.
Yeah.
But you're playing Brighton. You're playing one of the teams that are not doing well. So give it a bit of a go. I'm not saying throughout the 45 minutes, but try to mix it up. I think what he should have done is mixed it up a bit. And he hasn't really utilized his wide players. He's got good players, but when you have someone on the wing, you can't leave him on his own unless you can be 100% sure he can beat his man. So what he needs is support inside. No one's giving Fraser any support on the inside so that he can either play a 1-2 or switch play. You see, and the experiment with Almiron up front, I would. You asked me what I would do. I would put Almiron back into midfield,
right?
Because he's not getting any of the. He's not getting any balls up there, is he? He's not getting into play. So basically, you have someone who is doing nothing because you're not attacking, and you're missing out on his quality in midfield. So put him back in an area where he can have some kind of influence. That would be the first thing that he would have to do, I think.
Yeah. Would you change? Who would you change apart from obviously the enforced change? Anyone else you would move around? I mean, let's look on their bench. Andy Carroll, a bit of height there. I know he doesn't score. Dwight Gale, he was on before, and the list goes on. Anybody in particular think, right, this guy needs to come off as soon as possible, and to really give us an opportunity here to do well?
I think they need to have a centre forward. Now they've got two on the bench.
Carroll?
Carroll or Gale. I would say Gale because the way they're playing, if they're going to play on the break, you don't want a target man.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to hit long balls and hope that he can hold on to the ball until the rest of the team pushes out. But if you're going to play on the break, you want a bit of pace.
Yeah.
You want someone who doesn't play with his back to goal. You want someone who plays facing the goal. So that would be Dwight Gale. And if you play Almiron behind him and bring Fraser more into play, then that might start changing things.
Yeah. So try and do what Brighton did in effect. Spank a ball up, make Dwight Gale run for it, have a run, basically a foot race with the defenders of Brighton, see if we can get the ball and do something with it. Just
I
like
wouldn't
he did
hit
back
balls
in the day.
too much into space because then it's a 50-50. Usually, I would try to play more accurately, look for my forward, but get quick support behind the forward, and then once you get the support, if the forward plays the ball off, then you play the ball into space in a more controlled manner for the forward to try to get behind the defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good idea. So predictions. I mean, I've said 2-0. I've said 2-0 the whole way through. It's obviously 1-0 at the moment. Yeah, what's your thoughts?
It's difficult, isn't it? Newcastle don't look like they can get back into it. But I do remember their match at Old Trafford where they didn't play badly. And they showed a bit of guts. So I don't know. I think Brighton will hold on. I think they might even get another goal. See if Newcastle start, because of their lack of quality. Newcastle could be caught out again, couldn't they?
Yeah. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. There's no reason why, from what I've seen, unless they make some significant changes, like I said, they bring Dwight Gale on or whatever, that I see Newcastle scoring. And I've said it so many times. I don't know why managers do it. I don't know if you do it. People change? They're just starting. People don't make changes to the 70th minute. Why? I don't understand. Make the changes. If you know 100% what you need, which you've talked through at halftime, maybe play another 10 minutes, maybe, of a player, but not more than that, 10, 15 minutes. But went to the 70th minute, 20 minutes plus 3-4 minutes of added time, whatever it is. It's not enough time to do some stuff. Sometimes it is, but majority of the time it isn't, with the low, unless you're one of the top 6 sides. So, I would like. Do you change at 70 minutes and the game started?
Unless there's a clear reason why you need to change something at half time, I normally give my players another 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because so we're talking about 55, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Because what I want to see is if they can carry out what we've discussed at half time. I give them the chance to improve and do what we've talked about at half time. If after 10 or 15, I mean, after 10 minutes, you know if things are going to change or not.
Yeah.
So by that time, I start warming up. Well, I start warming up players after 5 minutes normally, so that they can be ready to come on after 10 or 15.
Yeah. So yeah, and I agree. I think 60 minutes is good because you got a good half hour plus added time. So and you can really do some influence there. You can get warmed up. You can get involved. But we'll see. Anyway, the game's started again. Has been for a few minutes, and it started exactly Groundhog Day. It started exactly how the first half started. It's all Brighton, Newcastle panicking, Newcastle mucking about the ball, losing the ball, doing all kinds of madness. It's panic stations at Newcastle. So, Carlos, thank you, and come join us at the end of the game. Unless it's like 3 or 4-0, then we'll bring you on earlier. But I think for now, let's see what happens. And thank you for your input at half time. So we'll see you a bit later. Cheers. So looking back at the game, let's go back into it. So as I've just said, it's all about Brighton. It's all about Brighton. Newcastle not even showing like they really want to do something. And it's funny because I think Newcastle need to make the change as quickly as possible. There's nothing the Newcastle team are doing which shows me that they're going to be any different this time round. They don't look like a team that's capable of scoring. They're showing a picture of Dwight Gale and Andy Carroll, who are just sitting there, not even warming up. And I agree, get Dwight Gale on, get some pace going, get some strikers going. Even you might have to throw the kitchen sink and get Andy Carroll on. And Andy Carroll's good. If you can just hoof the ball up, he'll get the ball. He's a big, strong lad. You can get the ball and do something with it. So let's see what happens anyway. So Newcastle got the ball. It's on the deck. And they're actually running at the player, but Brighton got the ball back. It's too easy for Brighton to get the ball and hold on to the ball and to pass it to themselves, going down the right side. I don't know why. They lost the ball, just went out. I don't know why Newcastle think if they don't keep the ball on the deck, unless you had a big player, big strong player like Andy Carroll up top, that they're going to make a difference. At the moment, there's no difference. Nothing's happening. As a fan of football, as a fan of, well, I'm not Fulham supporter, but Carlos says, you want to see. Oh no! Oh no! That was crazy. I'm nothing. It was a great shot. So Almiron passed the ball to Ryan Fraser. Ryan Fraser's completely left alone. And a lovely shot hit the post. Oh my God, he can't believe it. I can't believe it either. What is going on? That should have been 1-1. That was crazy. Out of nothing. Brighton guys completely eye off the ball, had complete control of the ball so much. As I said, they passed the ball up from down the right, passed the ball. Oh, Brighton have the ball. Oh, foot race between Welbeck and the goalkeeper. It's all happening now. It's all happening. It's all getting exciting. Like I said, that was in a crazy, crazy situation there. Newcastle just hoofing the ball up. But so we've had two lovely, lovely moments. First one out of nothing. Almiron had the ball down the right-hand side, got in a bit, controlled it nicely, outlet to Ryan Fraser. All of the Brighton players were on Almiron. Ryan Fraser was on his own. Hit it instinctively. Smashed it right on the outside of the post. Little more, beating the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper didn't know what was going on. Oh my God, he was gutted. He couldn't believe it. And then the ball got the other direction, hoofed up in the air, foot race between Welbeck and the goalkeeper. And it was crazy. It was crazy. So, yeah, wow. That's a great start to the second half. Oh, no, here we go. No, Brighton have scored. What did I say? Oh, it's a great goal as well. Listen, out of nothing. Daddy Welbeck. 2-0. Thank you very much. It was a great goal. Out of nothing. Again, it's almost like these long range shots are like going in from there. So Newcastle have a long range shot, bounce off the post. Balls. So there's 3 on 4. There's 4 Newcastle players. Welbeck's got the ball. It goes down from the left to the right. Spanks it. Boom! Like an arrow. He's like the 4 people. Just 2 touches, smashes it round the goalkeeper. What's the goalkeeper doing? What was the Newcastle defenders doing? It was a great 1, 2, touch, and then pow! Boom! Have some of that. Oh my God. There were 4 defenders back for Newcastle. This defensive situation has gone to pot. I don't know what's going on. I may have to revise my score. I can't see there's any way Newcastle are going to score. I think that Brighton might have another goal in them. It might go to 3-0. I don't think it'll be more than that. If it does, that'll be amazing. I have nothing. Just like random. Ryan Fraser hit the post. Danny Welbeck scores the goal. It's like the same thing happened as well. 2 times. Ball's gone to Welbeck, hit a foot race with the goalkeeper. Didn't get there on time. Ball's then come across to him. There's 4 Newcastle players in a line and no one but pressure on Welbeck. Welbeck moved from the left to the right. 1 touch, 2 touch. Bang! Goalkeeper didn't know what happened. 2-0. Game over. Thank you very much. So now let's see. That's a question of how many goals are going to get scored. How many goals are going to get scored? Wow. It's crazy. It's all happening. There's no way that Newcastle, unless something crazy happens, that Newcastle are going to get a draw, let alone win the game. They have to do some serious work. Brighton got the ball back. Got the ball again. Newcastle got the ball back. Welbeck had the ball. He was just mucking about. I don't know what he's doing. That was incredible. We love this second half. It's a great start to the second half. Lovely football. Brighton actually looking like a Premiership team, a team that deserves to be in the Premier League. Newcastle definitely needs to go down the way they're playing. That was horrendous. 4 defenders. No one looking at Welbeck. Welbeck's there. 1, 2 touches. How many times can you look at a striker and not go to them and put pressure on them? I The guy had 2 touches of the ball before he shot it in the back of the net. Brighton have the ball back again. Here we go. Welbeck doing the run. It's kind of crossed to the left. Here we go. Welbeck's waiting. Oh, shoot! Oh, straight at the goalkeeper. Straight at the goalkeeper. It's just crazy. Moda had a shot. Moda. And he's what? He's in the left midfield. And Newcastle won it now. Newcastle won it. Fraser's going for it. It's a foot race. Can he get there in time? No, he can't. Dunk got it, and it's back to the goalkeeper, and it's away. So what I'm seeing, which is great now, is that Newcastle are trying, at least. They're trying. Obviously, they'll obviously be a bit annoyed. Ryan Fraser didn't do anything the first half. This second half, he's really wanted it. So that's great. But the second thing as well is that Brighton have mixed it up. They were going down the right-hand side. Now they're going down the left where Danny Welbeck is. They're getting more joy. Okay, fair enough. They got a goal. Actually, was on the left-hand side. Trossard was going down the left. So get the ball down the left-hand side. That's where the action is, Brighton, and keep it there. Trossard scored from the left. Ball came across. He was on the left. It came over his shoulder. He twisted the defender, pulled it into the right and shot from left to right, went in the goal. Same thing for Welbeck. Welbeck, ball came to him. Nice pass. 4 defenders there. He was on the left-hand side. 1-2 touch in, smashed it with his right foot, went in the back of the net. Here we are, Brighton again. This is great football. And this is what, as a fan, you want to see. You want to see good football. I don't support any of these teams. I support Arsenal. But it's great to see just some great football. And that's what we want. We want to see great football. Look, Dwight Gale's warming up. Is that what it takes? That's what it takes. 2 goals down before you make a change. We talked about Dwight Gale. Carlos appropriately said, get Dwight Gale on, get some pace in. They clearly are struggling to do anything with the ball, the Newcastle players. Let's have a look at the stats. Stats will make grim read, I'm sure. Right, 2 shots, none on target from Newcastle. Actually, that might be right. I don't know if hitting the post is on target or not. Anyway, that's what they're saying. Anyway, I believe that it's 1 shot on target. If it hits the post, that's a shot on target, right? Still no possession. Remember, they are now 2-0 down. Hardly any possession. And yet, I'm looking at Newcastle. They don't look like a team who's desperate to score. They look like a team who are just trying to maintain. You can't maintain. You're 2-0 down. You got to do something with it. It's got to change. So Brighton got the ball, complete control of the situation. Complete and utter control. Nice pass from Brighton. Just passing the ball. Newcastle guys passing the ball, but there's too much walking going on from the Newcastle. There's not the urgency. I want to see more urgency going on. It's not happening. Brighton are the ones who are looking like they want to win this. So let's see it. At the moment, Brighton 32 points. Newcastle will be on 28 points with the game in hand over Fulham. But it's great football. It's great football from Brighton. Shocking football from Newcastle. And like I said so many times, there's no way that Steve Bruce should be in this job. He should have been sacked start of the year. And it's not nice to see someone lose their job, but it's one of those things where he's clearly doesn't know how to set the team right. Because they're struggling. They're not really doing anything. Oh, what was that? Newcastle got the ball. Amram passed the ball to Shelvey. Didn't even touch it. He was in the centre of the shot distance. He could have just shot straight at the goalkeeper. You know, John Joe Shelvey can do well with the ball. Ball just run back to Newcastle. I don't know why John Joe Shelvey didn't touch the ball there. What was he doing there? What was he thinking? Newcastle got the ball back anyway. I want to see at least a decent shot on target. Like I said, I'm counting the shot from Ryan Fraser's shot on target. All balls in, straight to Newcastle player. So Newcastle got the ball back. So now it's funny. Brighton, now that they've got 2-0 up, they kind of reverted to, for some reason, defending that situation. I personally think, especially when you're so much in front of a team, that yes, 2 goals is a great cushion. But with half an hour still to go of the game, or just over half an hour because of extra time after the 90 minutes, you need to score at least one more goal. You got to keep on going. That's the difference between. Oh, here we go. Some Newcastle player changes. Nice and early. I did say 17 minutes. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Empress29. Yeah. Hopefully Arsenal to it tonight. Let's see. West Ham are a tough team to beat. They're a tough team to beat. I'll tell you what. They're above us on the table. Let's be quite frank about this. And deservedly so. They had a terrible game last game for some bizarre reason. Oh! Welbeck had the ball past the back, but I thought he was going to go and have a dig. They're back up in the half. Basuma's got the ball. Yeah, West Ham 5th, Arsenal 10th. There's a reason for that. Welbeck got the ball. They're not putting any pressure. Welbeck had the ball, stopped. Didn't know what to do with it. Held it. 1, 2 touch, then passed it off. They just passed off. Put some pressure on the ball, Newcastle. What are you doing? Brighton got the ball back. They just passed it nicely. Pass that. Yeah, I always think you need to be 3-0 up before you can start sitting back and just soaking up the pressure. John Joe Shelby just whacked the ball out from defending. It's gone back to Brighton. So, yeah, look, it's going to be difficult. Oh, they're making changes already. Willock is off. Who's off? Yeah, Willock is off. Joe Willock and Jacob Murphy on. Joe Willock, Arsenal player, maybe feels that he's not doing enough. I thought he's doing better than most. He's done better than most. Murphy, I'm not sure that he's going to make a huge difference to the situation. I think he needs to get a striker on. Well, we'll see. We'll see. See what he can do. Willock was playing well. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal man, so I'm surprised that he got taken off. But I personally think Arsenal, if they're tomorrow against West Ham, if they get a draw, they should be happy. West Ham have got some quality players on loan and in the team. So, and they're playing better football than Arsenal. But Arsenal have played some amazing football in Europe. So if they can replicate that in the domestic, then it'll be all right. But again, you think about the situation of Arsenal, they ultimately won the overall the overall draw, but in the second leg they were poor. So I just think West Ham are a better team at the moment than Arsenal. And I'm Arsenal. So I just think, Arsenal should be happy that they're not fighting a relegation battle. Being 10th is okay. They should be aiming for 6th or 4th, but let's be happy that we're in the top half. So we'll take from there. But anyway, Paul Demet got a yellow card. I just don't understand Paul's comment. I don't know why Newcastle defending is so poor as well. For me, I'm surprised how poor they are. I mean, I've watched them early on in the season, but we're quite a long way in now. The business end of the season, they've got played 28. Well, it's going to be 29th game. There's 38 games in the season. You've got to be playing at a higher level. Keep on progressing. That's what I like about Fulham. That's why I say Fulham should stay in the league. That's for me personally. I love to see Fulham stay in the league, not just because I'm a Londoner, not because Carlos is a Fulham supporter, and our friend Vartan, but it's more to do with the fact that they're playing great football. And as a fan of football, I want to see great football in the top league. I just think it's going to be difficult for Newcastle if they're the same team, same manager, same owner. Next season, they'll go down 100%. If they don't go down this time, they'll go down next time. Mike Ashley's not going to spend any money. Going to keep it all in his own coffers. He's trying to sell to the Saudis. It's not happening. And ball's gone back to Brighton. Brighton goal kick. This game is slowing right down now. Newcastle are trying to put a little bit of pressure, but nothing which really feels like it's enough pressure to score a goal. And they've made a very negative change. They brought a Murphy for Willock. Willock is a runner. He's young. He's fresh. He wants to make a mark because he's on Arsenal loan. And nothing's happening. So Brighton are on the break. Going out for a corner. So for me, yeah, a very negative change. If you're going to make a change, make it for someone who's actually going to make a change to the team. Murphy's done nothing. I appreciate what you're saying, Empress 29. Yeah, look, I think with Arsenal, yeah, we're away. Yeah, and a break, obviously, with all that's happening. We can play a full squad. Yeah, I mean, look, it will happen, but nothing special there. I think Arsenal should be happy with the draw, like I said. Newcastle finally having some sort of break. Ryan Fraser, he's been the most lively of the game, but Brighton are all back. He's had no support. No support whatsoever. How is Ryan Fraser playing with no support? What is going on? Ryan Fraser's making an effort. He passed the ball to a guy, and then nothing happens. I don't get it. Eyes down. Okay. So this is my thoughts on the matter. If you're going to pass the ball to Ryan Fraser, who's got pace, who wants to make an effort, and then you don't give him any kind of support, how are you ever going to score a goal? Tell me if I'm wrong. How are you going to score a goal? I mean, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Any Newcastle supporters out there, or Brighton supporters, you just can't do that. You've got to support the player who actually wants to score a goal. And but it hasn't happened. And look, here we go. It's happened again. Oh, it's 3-0. 3-0. I might be even wrong. It might be going to 4-0. Oh, my God. And look, everyone's defending Newcastle when it happens. I don't understand how they allow this to happen. Oh, it's just too easy. There's no movement at all from the Newcastle players. 3-0. Mapai, goal. That's all she wrote. That's it. It's just crazy. How is this happening? The ball gets crossed in. All of the Newcastle defenders are standing still. It's coming from the right. It's a cross. You can see what's happening. He's crossed it. Mapai is standing on his own. And he just taps it in. Spanks it down. I'm watching again. He's on his own. Joe Linton is standing right in front of him. Doesn't even try and block the shot. It's crazy. Crazy. Don't get it. 3-0. That's all she wrote. Now you can relax. If you're Brighton, you can relax. It's all done. It's done. It's done. So let's see. Hopefully, Newcastle can put something together. But at the moment, it's not happening. What are you doing, Newcastle? This is why I said, look, Steve Bruce should be sacked. I shall have a doubt. The Newcastle defenders, let's have a look at them. Lascelles. Lascelles was standing right next to Neil Maupay. Right next to him, probably about half a metre away. Brighton have got the ball back again. Oh no, it's with Newcastle. Newcastle then did a spanking it. John Joshua was smashing it. And Brighton got the ball back. Murphy is so rubbish as well. Like I said, should never have taken Willock. Murphy's come on. He's done absolutely nothing. If anything, he's messed up things even worse. It's terrible, terrible, terrible goalkeeping. Terrible defending from Lascelles. Lascelles is standing right next to Neil Maupay. Neil Maupay is their main goal scorer. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. 3-0. 3-0. And it doesn't look like there's any way back for Newcastle. Yeah, I agree, Glenn. It's 100% right. 3 points for Brighton, yeah. That's all she wrote. They're going to be, well, it's not over yet, but they're in a much better position. Brighton have played so... It's funny how in these last few games, Brighton have got so much momentum now. Literally, the belief seems to have gone back into their system and they believe they can win the game. It's crazy. And look what Glenn's telling us, which we knew already. Brighton, 1 home win in the last 18 home wins. But these are the moments to do it, right? These are the moments which are the most important. This is the time when you have to win. And this is the time which keeps you up for another season and gets you that money and, keeps you going to the point where you can buy a little bit of a better quality player. But, it's one of those. But Brighton, obviously, a higher level of team, they're going to lose. But this is the kind of game that defines a team, really. Brighton are playing some fantastic football. They always have. But at the end of the day, you've got to win the game. And that's what Brighton have been struggling with for ages and ages and ages to actually get the ball in the back of the net. Well, they're doing it this time. And also their goal difference is getting better as well. Look, -4. -4. Well, let's look at the situation. And Newcastle, look at Newcastle's goal difference. They're -20 now. Fulham are -15. That means that if Fulham win their next game, they won't just go above them. They can finish on the same points as Newcastle and finish above them. It's amazing. It's quality. And, that's how it is. Emperor's 29 F Brighton. Okay. But Brighton are going to wrap this up. Brighton have wrapped this up. 3-0. I said if you get to 3-0, that's it. You're done. But Brighton, the great thing about Brighton at the moment, is they still want the ball. They're not sitting back, letting it soaking out. One thing as well, which is perplexing me, Mr. Bruce, make some changes. What are you doing? Are you mad? Your team's losing 3-0. You haven't brought Gale on. You haven't brought anybody on. You brought a guy on who has done absolutely nothing. You've got Andy Carroll sitting on the bench. Dwight Gale sitting on the bench. For me, 2 quality players. Throw the kitchen sink at this. Do something. Don't just stand there frustrated, annoyed, whatever you're feeling emotion-wise. Your team defensively are poor. Lascelles was stood right off Maupay. Maupay had an easy shot. Same situation with Trossard's. No, Trossard, I'll give you that. Trossard was a difficult one. Or one-on-one, the goalkeeper just smashed out. Yeah, 2 late for changes. I like that. That's what it is. But do something. I don't know if he's watching the same game as us, Mr. Bruce. How can you be watching this game and not be ready to make changes? Make the changes now, quick. You're running out of time. You're crazy. Oh, it's just nuts. 15 minutes left to at least try and get something out of this game. You know you're going to lose it. Your chance of getting maybe a goal or two. Try and get your goal difference down. Do something. People are smashing the ball. Ooh! Great goalkeeping. Ryan Fraser is the only player, I believe, at Newcastle at the moment, playing on this pitch right now, who actually is interested in this game. He had to smash the ball from out of distance. Just bounced. Goalkeeper got to it. You've got to do better. You've got to do better. It's an absolute shocker. Do something, Bruce. This is going to get embarrassing for you. Are you going to let them score another goal? Ryan Fraser put pressure on the ball. Ball got passed around him. The distance, it's literally like there's some sort of force field between a Brighton player and a Newcastle player. That's the distance that they're giving them. There's no one actually running to the ball. Glenn is 100% right. Look, it's the easiest 3 points you're ever going to get. I said it when we played Newcastle and Arsenal, that is. I'm Arsenal, man. I would love to play Newcastle every week. I'll even play the midweek the way that they're playing. They are so bad. And this is why I say I'd rather Newcastle. With all due respect to Newcastle fans, I would prefer Newcastle. Oh, they're making a change. They're making a change. Like nearly 80 minutes left. 80 minutes in. Almiron. How negative is this change? Almiron is coming on for Sean Longstaff. Almiron is the most skillful player you've got on your side. And you're bringing Longstaff on. Sorry, I don't understand it. Where's Dwight Gale? Why is Andy Carroll? Do you know you are losing 3-0? Do you know that you're going to be minus 20 goal difference? What are you doing? Oh, Steve Bruce, I tell you what, Newcastle fans, you need to just kick off. I've said it already. Steve Bruce, if there's any other side, apart from Mike Ashley's side, would be sacked. I think that looking at how everyone's played, the only player of any significance, of any substance, Isaac Hayden was doing all right. Ryan Fraser. Willock played really well for you. John Joe Shelfie just, as soon as the ball comes, and smashes it. Amron's shown some skill. He's been taken off. Negative change. Isaac Hayden's come off because of enforced change. Willock being changed. Negative change. It's so bad from Steve Bruce. And everyone says, oh, Steve Bruce, he's an experienced manager. He is. I'm not saying he's not experienced. He's been at loads of places. Hull, Brighton, obviously these guys. He's an ex-Man United player. I'm not saying he's not experienced, but I'm saying that this level is way too high for him. It's obvious, isn't it, really? He's come to the club. He struggled at the club. The supporters have never been behind him when there was crowds. Imagine if the crowds were here. I just and you know how passionate the Newcastle fans are. I'm sure there'll be lots of banners and stuff put near, everything that's happened. Trossard is coming off, put outside Newcastle ground. Everyone's been shouting for Mike Ashley to go forever, and he wants to go, but it's not happened. But listen, Trossard's come off, McAllister's on. It's just burning out the clock, right? It's that what worries me about what's happening here, right, is the lack of goalmouth action from Newcastle. This is a situation. 3 shots, let's say 2 shots, 1 on target. That's what I say, 1 on target from Ryan Fraser, the best Newcastle player that's been on. That has to worry you against the team at your kind of level. fighting for relegation. If you can't do it against this team, there's no way Newcastle are going to win any of the games they've got coming up. Let's look at the games they've got coming up. It's still going on Brighton of the ball, nothing any different from any other game. Tottenham. Right? Tottenham are going to come. They'll be licking their wounds. They're out of Europe. They're going to come to smash you. Burnley. Burnley want to get those extra 3 points just to make sure 100% that they stay up. They're playing good quality football at the moment. Really good, expansive football. West Ham, they want to finish top 4 or minimum top 6. Liverpool, again, same situation. For the champions. Arsenal, well, like I said, Arsenal. Oh, here we go. Is a goal. Oh, good save. Well done. So ball was at Brighton and the ball just tapping around. Newcastle just standing around. Ball came in. This is in the box. Brighton just had to just tap it in, hit one of the Newcastle defenders. Balls bounced out straight back. Now, listen, the goalkeeper, the Brighton goalkeeper, yeah, I can imagine Alan Shearer hitting the roof. I can imagine he's losing it. He's losing it, I'm sure. Newcastle make a thing on like Man City. Yeah, they're making them look like I don't know, like Bayern Munich, like Man City, like the best team. Well, actually, Man City are probably the best team in Europe at the moment, but it is ridiculous. Alan Shearer hitting the roof. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Oh, if you're a Newcastle fan, you'd want to go down to the ground today. And I know where the ground is. I've been to Newcastle. You want to go to the ground, bang in the centre, and you'll want to be going nuts. Just get all your Newcastle mates together and be chanting and going nuts and just doing whatever you can. I can imagine, I haven't had a chance yet to look, but I can imagine that on Twitter it's going absolutely nuts against Newcastle. I can imagine. And Newcastle don't deserve to be in the Premiership. On what I've just seen here, and everyone's saying, watching it, tell me if I'm wrong, they don't deserve to be in the Premiership. Steve Bruce does not deserve to be managing the side in the Premiership. He'd be better in the Championship. Newcastle don't deserve to be in the Premiership playing like this. This has got to be some of the worst football I've seen. A team who are 3-0 down playing. And the negativity of the changes. That's what blows my mind. You have got Andy Carroll, one of the most expensive players at one point for Liverpool. Did a job at West Ham. Did a job at Newcastle back in his day, in his heyday, and obviously when he was younger. Dwight Gale, quality player as well. Speed, pace, power. 2 quality strikers when they want to be. And you're doing nothing. Oh my God, the goalkeeper's working hard. Even here now, Danny Welbeck shot the ball, bang! Goalkeeper had to get down fast for that one. That was crazy. Yeah, good result for Fulham, yeah. Oh, just onside, I think. Was it just onside? Welbeck again, 1-2 touches, smashes it. It's the Welbeck trademark shot. He comes from the left, 1-2 touches on his right foot, smashes it, tries to get in the corner again. Why is no one tackling him? Why is no one putting him under pressure? Welbeck off, he's got to protect him. He's had a fantastic game. What a game for Welbeck. Best game I think he's had of the season. And Andy Zuricki from Switzerland has come on. They don't seem to care. They don't. Yeah, you're right. They don't seem to care. Newcastle guys, it's disgraceful. It's a disgrace. And that's what I think. The players don't want to play clearly for Steve Bruce. They're not showing any kind of conviction about it. Ryan Fraser wants to stay in the Premiership. I get that. And look, unfortunately, Carlos can't be with us, but Carlos must be cheering. The whole of Fulham FC must be cheering at what they're seeing. If the final game of the season which is between Newcastle and Fulham, is the decision of who stays up and who stays down. I guarantee it. Fulham will do the same to them. They'll beat them 3-4-0. They're going to get smashed. It's crazy. There's no way this Newcastle team want to play for Steve Bruce. No way they want to play for him. Not a chance in hell. Steve Bruce has left some quality players. He's done his changes. He left some quality players. Listen, you know what? I don't think that's true. Empress Twin, I thank you for that. How can he go on Monday? How many games are left? If you get rid of him Monday, who's going to take over? I've said at the top of this whole broadcast, right? Mike Ashley doesn't like to spend a penny. Newcastle are doing nothing with the ball, just kind of bouncing around. Back with Brighton, they're just passing it back and passing each other. It's just the game's petering out now. But what I was going to say is that Mike Ashley does not spend a penny. Otherwise, he would have got rid of Steve Bruce ages ago. Come on. He would have got rid of Steve Bruce ages ago. If he's watching this game, he'll even think, actually, we're probably going to go down, so I better not spend any money on anything right now. So I just can't see any way that Mike Ashley is going to get rid of Bruce because he doesn't like to spend money. Look how many games are left. 9 games. You don't get rid of a manager 9 games from the end. If you do, what's the point? It's not going to influence or change things. No, there's no Sam Allardyce around. He's already struggling with West Brom. They're already going down. I don't know what Pardew's doing or Pulis. Pulis is with another team, isn't he? But Pardew is somewhere abroad, I think. You know, there's no one really who can change things around. This team is not going to change around. Even if you sack off Bruce, maybe get his assistant in or some other random in. Thierry Henry wants to get back into management, but I doubt he does it. There's just no way it's going to happen with so few games left. He's got to believe that Bruce can somehow get them out of it. And also, the thing about Mike Ashley, he'll be sweating because he knows he wants to sell a Premiership side, not a Championship side. Steve Bruce is good at bringing Championship sides up to the Premiership. You know, you've got to give him that. He has been good at that in the past. But as a Premiership, if he gets them back, if they go down and they come back up, there's no way that Bruce will stay then. But I just can't see him getting rid of him. No chance. But you know, it's a thought. But I just don't think it's Monday. Well, what you know, when you look around, well, who's going to come in to help out Newcastle? Alan Shearer again, maybe. But Alan Shearer didn't get the job, did he? He didn't get the job done. He tried. Even with all those crowds behind him, they couldn't do the job. So unless they have that kind of mindset that they get rid of Bruce and they bring in, you know, Alan Shearer or someone like that who really cares and the players will play for you, then fair enough. So still enough points. Yeah. Oh no, I'm never said that there's never a chance that Newcastle can still stay up. It's not over yet by any stretch of imagination. They got a game in hand over Fulham. They do score, but you know, two Newcastle victories in 20 games, all competition. Well, that says it all. Yeah, there's still enough points to avoid bottom 3. Yeah, Ashley. This is what I was saying. You know, Ashley won't pay Bruce off. He won't. Newcastle got the ball at the moment. They're not doing anything with it. They got. I don't know what's the point. There's just bounce the ball, kicking the ball around. Brighton making their last change. It's just running the clock down. But yeah, I agree. Look, all the things you're saying. So 2 victories in 20 games, all competitions. That says it all. And even the goal last week was completely out of character. Lastminute.com against Aston Villa, who've got a great goalkeeper, former Arsenal man, proper on. And so that was bizarre for me. I don't know how they did it, but they did. But I can't see them win another game. It's possible they can win another game. There's still enough games for the points. But who I've just gone through the list. Who are Newcastle going to beat? That's my question. Tell me. Of all of the people I've just gone through, So the ball's back with Newcastle, not doing anything with it. Of all the teams that Newcastle have got left to play, can you tell me one of these teams they're going to beat? Are they going to beat Tottenham? No. Are they going to beat Burnley? No. They might get a draw, but that's about it. Are they going to beat West Ham? No chance. Are they going to beat Liverpool? No chance. Well, maybe. The way that Liverpool will be playing, maybe. Are they going to beat Arsenal? No, they're going to get smashed. Are they going to beat Leicester, one of the best teams in the league at the moment? Definitely not. Are they going to beat Man City, the champions elect? Of course not. Are they going to beat Sheffield United? Maybe. But Sheffield United will be playing with freedom. They'll be down by that point. Sheffield United will be playing for pride. It's a shame the manager's still not there. It's really annoying that he went, and I did watch the episode I did about it on YouTube. But I just think Sheffield United never should have got rid of their manager. Brighton are still having a go. They want to get the fourth. Oh, shoot! Ball's bouncing around. Newcastle just passing it around. Not really putting any pressure on the ball. It's a free kick to Newcastle in their own half. And Fulham against Newcastle, which hopefully is the defining game. Of course, Fulham are going to win that game. Of course, Fulham are going to win that game. There's no way that's going to go any other way. So, I mean, if someone, of course, there's still love games. But like I said, I'm showing you the games right now. Can someone tell me which game, apart from, there's two games that potentially they can get a point or two out of. Burnley, they could get a draw out of. They're not going to beat them. Or Sheffield United. I don't think that's going to be enough. I don't think that's going to be enough. Look, Adam Day, if you look at the table, all right, 28 points. You probably need 35 points minimum to stay up. Minimum. But I may be wrong, but it's going to take more than, a couple of wins. You've got to win at least 3 games, a couple of draws maybe, but you need to win at least 3 games, I believe, out of Fulham and Newcastle to get through. Newcastle got the ball now. They're in the Brighton half. Random hoof. That was so bad from Murphy. Oh my God, Murphy, what are you doing? Murphy had the ball, no challenge on him at all on the right-hand side. He kicked the ball just up in the air. Up to nobody. Goalkeeper just caught it out of the air. What was the point on that? I told you, taking off Willock, bringing on this Murphy guy was a mistake, and I've been proven right. There's nothing what I've seen today. If anyone could, tell me if I'm wrong. There's nothing from what I've seen from Newcastle today. Playing against the team who is in effect their peer, playing against the team who they needed to beat to feel comfortable, to at least get a draw out of. Playing against the team who have beaten them 3-0, that suggests to me that they are going to get out of this. It's got to be them going down for me. If there's any justice in the world, they're the team that has to go down. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And Steve Bruce, you've had a shocker today. Actually, of all of the situations that have happened so far today, out of all the situations that have happened today, full-time 3-0. Full-time 3-0. Out of all the situations that have happened today, I blame everything. I blame the whole situation on Steve Bruce. Whole situation on Steve Bruce. Why? Well, his setup was terrible. And you play Ryan Fraser, you want to give him some sort of help when he's got the ball. He's the guy who's the most liveliest. He went for it. And you give him no support. Guys running with the ball, no one helping him whatsoever. Almiron, you take off. Your most skillful player, you take off. Why? Why are you doing that? Isaac Hayden got injured. Willock, how negative is that? A young, fresh player who wants to make an impact. Plays for Arsenal. You take him off. for that Murphy. He doesn't even know what to do with the ball when the ball comes to him. I just don't get it. You've got Andy Carroll, Dwight Gale waiting to come on, and you don't play them. It's bizarre to me. So everything for me is Steve Bruce's fault. He's the manager, put his head above the parapet. He's got experience, and he didn't do the job. Brighton, on the flip side, set up perfectly. They wanted the ball. Everyone wanted the ball. They were pushing forward. They played attractive football as they do, and they got their just rewards. They, at the start, were a bit shaky in that final third. They weren't really doing anything. And they were kind of looking like the team I saw against Crystal Palace, doing some great stuff, some great football, but not really bringing it home. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's right. You know, Fulham to overtake them. Yeah, I agree. I think Fulham will definitely overtake them. I don't see how Newcastle are going to get another win. I think, like I said, they get a draw maybe against Burnley, but that's purely on luck, on Burnley not having a good game. And they could beat Sheffield United, but I think Sheffield United will be a draw. And obviously, yes, Arsenal player, yes, Danny Welbeck. Well, he was actually United, but he played for Arsenal and Watford. But yeah, Welbeck had a good game. But I just can't see it. I can't see why you do that. But anyway, going back to Brighton, much better setup. Everybody played their part. Trossard, Mapai, and Welbeck scored. Let me just show you that. So look, you can see there. Look. There they are. The three guys at the front of Brighton scored. Trossard first, beautiful goal, relaxed everybody. Welbeck from the left, 2 touches to the right, smashed it in. And Mapai standing there next to Lascelles, ball came straight across to him. He just tapped it in on fell backwards whilst he's doing it and knocked it in. That's what it's about, right? That's what it's about. That's how you've got to do it. You've got to set things up right, and he did. 3 people at the front scored. Ryan Fraser was the only one playing decent football. Almiron was good at, the outlet of the ball. Joe Linton didn't do anything. Isaac Hayden got injured. John Joe Shelby just whacked the ball. Willock got taken off. Is bright. You don't play Andy Carroll, Dwight Gale. So poor times for Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce clearly for me is out of his depth, but I think he'll stay. I don't agree that he'll be going. I think Steve Bruce ran out of ideas. I felt like he didn't put things together in the right way. Set up negatively. He didn't set up like a team that wanted to win. He wanted a draw, and that's what he got. He was going to get. He thought halftime was nearly coming, and it was 1-0. Then obviously after that, it was game over. Even the second half didn't act like a team that wanted to win. It's very slow, no pressure on the ball, nothing. So it was crazy. It was crazy. But listen, game's over. 3-0. Nice game. Thank you for all the contributions and the comments. So appreciate that. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm always here live streaming, doing my bits and pieces. Look, it's going to be quiet for the next few weeks. Well, a couple of weeks, because obviously international break. There's FA Cup as well. So that was a good game. Obviously, Villa, Tottenham, West Ham, Arsenal. I'll be watching that. That'll be good. But yeah, come join us. Come join us. We'll be doing a few episodes next week on not necessarily live streaming, but some pre-recorded stuff. But yeah, look, been great. Thank you so much. Especially, I appreciate Glyn Jones, Empress29. You've been great today. So thank you for your comments throughout the show, and I appreciate it. So, and Single Cell, thank you as well. You made a nice comment. So listen, thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Have a good rest of the night. Let's see what happens. We can probably meet again. We'll see what happens with come for the next live stream, and we'll see what happens next time. Thank you, Glyn. Appreciate stuff. Empress29 and Cell. So Single Cell. See you next time. Thanks so much. This is Mac signing off from Sports Fans TV.